This is a big, big problem in hospital. We're talking about upwards of 500,000 cases a year. In the United States alone, causes about 20,000 deaths. And it's a $3 billion problem.
That's chemistry professor Dr. Ernesto Abel Santos describing the havoc wreaked by Clostridium difficile, a bacterium found on the bed rails and other areas of a hospital room.
The problem with Clostridium difficile is that it forms spores. And these spores are very resistant. You cannot kill them with bleach, you cannot kill them with disinfectants, you cannot kill them with antibiotics. And they stay in the environment. They're like sand, they're like dust. And they stay in the environment, so you can have someone with Clostridium difficile infection today, and it will contaminate that room. 6 months later, another patient comes in and get infected by those spores that have been sitting there for 6 months.
Hospital patients are particularly vulnerable because they're taking antibiotics to treat another infection. The antibiotics kill the bad bacteria, but they also kill the good bacteria that live in the gut.
And that's when the spores of Clostridium difficile come in and germinate in the gut and causes what is called antibiotic-associated diarrhea.
To prevent the bacteria from taking hold in hospital patients, Dr. Abel Santos created a compound to prevent the spores from germinating in the gut.
We found one compound in particular that we call CAMSA that is a very good inhibitor. So it inhibits the spore germination very, very well. So it doesn't detect. The spores, when you have that compound in, basically are blind to the environment. In a test tube, it works very well, but there's a saying that we use relating to Vegas. We say, what happens in a test tube stays in a test tube. You never know what's going to happen in actual living organisms. So we tested this compound in mice, and we tested these compounds in hamsters. And the results were amazing. So good that I actually had my students repeat them a few times before we leave them.
Working in this lab and working under the tutelage of Dr. Abel Santos has been a really fantastic experience for me as an undergraduate. So to be part of something that's recognized by the NIH to be given a grant for, an R01 grant, I believe it's absolutely wonderful.
Abel Santos is pursuing a patent for his discovery and will continue to strive to make his compound more effective and more stable. But ultimately, his research will affect millions of people around the world, and it's happening at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas.